Hello! I hope you're all okay and all good. Welcome to another video. My name is George. For those of you who don't know, feel free to subscribe down below if you're not already. And this is Vlogmas day... What day is it? 9. It's day 9 and we missed a day. So this is the day after I spectacularly missed a day, which I don't feel great about. I was really hoping I'd be able to make it all the way to December 24th without skipping a video, but days ran away with me, as you will have seen in the writing vlog, if you watched that yesterday, and yeah. We're back on it now, and this is my end of the year TBR. I keep wanting to call it the end of the world TBR because it would just be very 2020 if the world just ended on the 31st of December, but it's not. This is my end of the year TBR. This TBR actually has 8 books on it, and the first 2 are kind of cheating because I've finished them already, but I made this TBR at the start of the month, or before the start of the month, so I kind of want to share the whole thing with you, and I'll do proper reviews of the first 2 books when I come to do a recent reading reviews video, which I'm hopefully going to record this week. He says, like he keeps on saying. And the reason this list is so long is because I was kind of looking at my shelves and seeing all of the 2020 books that I have that I've not read yet that I really, really wanted to get to. And then a couple of 2021 things that I have that I know come out in January that I just really want to read. So this is obviously adding on to my festive TBR and making the whole month slightly more chaotic in terms of reading. But again, if you've watched my writing vlog, you know that I have a job. So I'm working a few nights a week, which requires me to get 2 buses. And because of that, it means I'm reading more. Hence why I've already finished 2 books. So, oh God, this is a long intro, but let's get into the books, shall we? The first book that I wanted to read in December, but have now finished, is Only Mostly Devastated by Sophie Gonzalez. This is a queer retelling of Greece. Need I say more? I've already read this. It's incredible. I'll do more detail in the reading review, but oh my God. I cried. It was wonderful. I just loved it so much. So this. The next book that I wanted to read that I've now already read is Clap When You Land by Elizabeth Acevedo. I honestly couldn't cope with how good this book was. This is a novel told in verse from 2 perspectives of 2 sisters who don't know that the other one exists, that are only brought together when their father dies in a plane crash. It is... I mean, I know I've read it. I know that I shouldn't be talking about how amazing it is and how I've read it already and stuff, but emotions. Every word is so carefully chosen. Everything is so perfectly placed throughout this book. And I don't know what else to say. It's just stunning. And I know that I shouldn't be talking about it now because it's a TBR, not a reading review, but holy hell and heaven high, this book is incredible. And you need to read it. That's all. Now on to books that I've not read yet and I've not picked up yet because I've sort of moved from... Because after I finished Clap When You Land, I thought, okay, if I'm going to read these festive books that I've decided to read, if I'm going to read them before actual Christmas, then I need to start reading them now. So I'm reading those at the moment and I'm going to be working my way through those. But here are some non-festive but incredible sounding books that I'm hoping to read before the end of the year. Let's go. The first one is The Times I Knew I Was Gay by Eleanor Cruz. This was recommended to me by Guy, who works at Waterstones in Kingston. He's a wonderful, wonderful bookseller. He actually put several many books on my TBR, and I bought them at the time because someone recommends me a book. I'm probably going to go for it because I'm fairly easy. But this is a graphic memoir about Eleanor Cruz that is apparently so incredibly beautiful and wonderful. It was on the Goodreads Readers Awards for this year in the graphic novel section, and I'm really looking forward to reading it. And also, I was in Waterstones Kingston the other day, and Guy was like, have you read any of the books that I recommended to you yet? And I haven't, but he told me that this one is one that you kind of want to sit and read in one sitting, so I might pick it up of an evening and just kind of, even when I'm in the middle of all my festiveness, I might just sit down and dive into this and probably cry. That would be really on brand, wouldn't it? The next book is Punching the Air by Evie Soboya and Yusuf Salam. This is a book that I picked up, I think at the same time as Clap When You Land. Possibly. It's in a book haul somewhere. But I picked this up because I saw Layla at That Readable Life recommend it on their Instagram. Also, I feel like there were a lot of people that picked this up on Layla's recommend when it was put on their Instagram. Also, by the way, the feed. Oh my God, the feed is beautiful. I'm going to leave a link to Layla's Instagram profile in the description. It's such a beautiful feed, honestly. I love an aesthetically pleasing Instagram feed, and It's just stunning. Anyway, I bought this because Layla recommended it. It's another novel written in verse. Amal Shahid has always been an artist and a poet, but even in his diverse art school, because of a biased system, he's seen as disruptive and unmotivated. Then, one fateful night, an altercation in a gentrifying neighbourhood escalates into tragedy. Boys just being boys turns out to be true only when those boys are white. Suddenly, at just 16 years old, Amal is convicted of a crime he didn't commit and sent to prison. Despair and rage almost sink him until he turns to the refuge of his words, his art. This never should have been his story, but can he change it? I've heard incredible things about it, as I've already said, and I'm really looking forward to getting into this. So, this too. Next up, we have First Day of My Life by Lisa Williamson. You will have seen me haul this a very long time ago. This was originally meant to come out in July 2020, but obviously chaos. So this is one of the 2021 reads that I wanted to read. I think I kind of like caught up on all of my Lisa Williamson reading this year, so it's kind of like the only new Lisa thing that I have, so I'm very much looking forward to it. Lisa is the author of The Art of Being Normal, Paper Avalanche. Oh my god, and what is the one in the middle called? Mia? Oh Christ. The irony that I'm forgetting the one that is about someone who is a middle child who gets forgotten. The irony. All About Mia. It's called All About Mia. From what I can gather from the blurb of this is told in 3 perspectives after a particular event happens where I think a baby gets stolen. A baby has been stolen, but there are 3 sides to this story. 3 people bonded by friendship and torn apart by the unpredictability of life. I'm buzzing. I love Lisa's books very, very much, so I'm really looking forward to getting into this, so yes. The next book is Every Little Piece of My Heart by Non Pratt. I actually don't know a huge amount about this book, which is probably really terrible, but the reason I bought it is because I am a huge, and I do mean gigantic, fan of Non Pratt, so I will read anything that Non writes. So I picked this up. I believe it was published on the same day as my book, funnily enough, and I'm really looking forward to reading it. Non is the author of Trouble, Remix, Truth or Dare, Giant Days, like the novelization of Giant Days, Second Best Friend, and Unboxed. Non was also in Flawed, the 7-way collaborative YA novel, as was Lisa Williamson, and is an incredible writer. Also is in the I'll Be Home for Christmas short story collection that I'm reading right now. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to reading this. It's gonna be amazing. I just know. Next up we have Surrender Your Sons by Adam Sass. I mentioned this in my book haul that I did. My pre-order took a little while to arrive, but it arrived and I'm very, very excited to get into this. I've already said if you've watched that previous video, but this is the story of a boy called Connor who, when he comes out to his mum, is sent away to a secluded island to go through conversion therapy. But it's while Connor is there that he uncovers secrets about this island and wants to expose them and also escape. I'm very much looking forward to reading this. It's in no way festive, but I really, really want to read it. It's one of those books that I haven't been able to move for on my Instagram or on my Twitter, and I really like Adam as well. We've chatted a few times on Instagram in DMs and stuff, and he's really lovely, so I really want to read this, and it's getting so much buzz and hype, so I'm annoyed it's not published in the UK, but I'm very excited to read it. And last but by no means least, I have Here the Whole Time by Vitor Martins. I've also talked about this in my previous book haul because this is a recent thing that arrived through my letterbox. This is gifted. What else was gifted in this? The only other thing in this that was gifted was the Lisa Williamson book. I'm sorry for not mentioning it earlier. But this is pitched as a feel-good, body-positive, queer YA novel about a boy called Philippe who is having to deal with the fact that his mum has invited the neighbour kid who he's had a crush on for forever round to their house to stay with them for the summer. Hijinks ensues. I can't wait. I've heard amazing things about it. This is being published by Hodder also in January, 21st of January, and I'm really, really excited to read it. I think it's going to be amazing and probably going to be right up there with one of my fave books that I read this year. I can already see it coming. I'm just really basic and I know these things. But yes, these are, oh my god, the sun. These are the books that I'm hoping to read before the end of the year. So obviously I've already read these 2 and I've got my Festive TBR to go on as well. So I've got a lot of books that I want to read. But like I said in the Festive TBR video, I think I said this in that anyway, I said it somewhere, but I recently got back into reading because of the 2 Alice Oseman short books, Nick and Charlie and This Winter. So I'm sort of capitalising on that and capitalising on the fact that I have 2 bus journeys a day to take. I'm hoping to get a lot of reading done before the end of the year to sort of make up for the fact that I've not done huge amounts of reading this year, and that I've sort of had like weird like dips in and out of like reading attention span and when I wanted to do it and stuff. Like I started lockdown, like lockdown 1. I remember in lockdown 1, was reading a lot. I was determined to get it done because there was nothing else to do. And I was like, I set myself like TBRs and stuff because like we couldn't go anywhere and do anything. So yeah, I was reading more then, and then I sort of dipped out of it because I think we all kind of got into sadness, and now I'm back on it again. And the sun is out. Everything's looking better. People are being vaccinated starting today. It's all good, baby. Be back to some semblance of normality before we know it. But anyway, that is the end of this video. I've gone on a ramble. That is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, don't forget to put a thumb on it and subscribe down below if you want to see more and not miss the rest of Vlogmas, which I'm hoping I'm actually going to manage to get videos out for. But yes, that's all. And I'll speak to you, hopefully, tomorrow. Bye!